I'm going to call, thank you. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 10 o'clock. This is the public hearing on the Greater Waterbury Transit District fiscal year 26 budget proposal. And we're now beginning. It's an opportunity for the public to comment, and it's not a question and answer type of meeting, but we'll begin this meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, everybody. And now we'll proceed with a roll call of the Greater Waterbury Transit Board of Directors, and Trish will do the honors.
Very good. Alita Looker.
I'm here.
Stephanie Thoreau.
Here.
Joanne Capoletti. Jan Mazeski. Eddie Bajic.
Here.
Kathy Anderson. Debbie Bourneval. Jacqueline Butler Thomas. Karen Harvey.
Here.
Mira Levasseur. Jorge Rosario Pabon.
Here.
Mary Marone.
Debbie is trying to log in now.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay, Debbie is here. So you have 6 present.
Have a quorum.
Okay. All right, and we don't need a quorum of directors to conduct the public hearing, so we're good. All right, we are going to have the presentation of the budget proposal, and that is Joanna
Yes.
Naugatuck is going to do that.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So this is what it's all about. So this is the proposed state fiscal year 26 budget proposal for the Greater Waterbury Transit District. What you're seeing on this screen right now, what I've got here in the larger is what you see in the yellow. So I just kind of blew it up a little bit. We're going to go in stages looking at this budget. So right now, what you're seeing is the carryover, first of the very top line, the carryover from fiscal year 24. That's current as of, I want to say, the end of May. And what that is a lot of the either unused COVID funding for the municipal grant program, and anything that we haven't used as far as marketing and little things like that. So what you're seeing here, the municipal grant program funding, it remains unchanged from last year, and that's going to be true for the next few years. This is the established funding through the municipal grant program. This is the money that pays for the dial-a-ride service. And the municipal dues that you see here also remain unchanged from last year. These are what help pay for like the office staff and for the printing of brochures, flyers, the audits, things of that nature. So anything that has to do with back office operations, that's pretty much what all of the municipal dues are about. Now, moving on to the non-ADA match portion of this. This is for the service that is either on weekends or that is outside the 3/4 of a mile area for the ADA paratransit. So if anything that is beyond the 3/4 of a mile of a fixed route, that's what the non-ADA match covers. And what that is the fare matching that the municipalities agreed to for the non-ADA rides. And so these particular numbers, they're based on an estimate. So what I did was with the July through December ridership, that's something we know. What I did was I doubled that ridership as an estimate for the non-ADA matches for the coming fiscal year 26. So that's where those numbers come from. And those are just estimates. And I just wanted to show you, so as far as, again, because in our budget, the number that changes the most is the non-ADA match, I just wanted to show you how that how the rides have been faring since before the pandemic. So what you see in this light green is from fiscal year 22, and then the dark green 23, and then fiscal year 24. These are the last full year numbers of ridership that we know. So, you know, for some communities like Wolcott, it seems like people are using that non-ADA service much more. But and also Waterbury. But for other communities like Prospect, it seems like that service is decreasing. So that's why those matched fares tend to fluctuate from year to year. Okay, and then looking at the expenses side of the budget, anything, again, anything that we receive through the non-ADA match, that fare match goes right into expenses. Anything that we receive from the municipal grant program for the dial-a-ride goes right to paying the bills. So the Greater Waterbury Transit District doesn't keep any of that. That gets all paid for through the service. Management fees, that is for the Northeast Transportation for them to conduct the dial-a-ride service. And everything else, the liability insurance, these are the back office type expenses that the municipal dues cover. Again, with the website, the marketing is something through the municipal grant program. Printing, I have 2 stars there because that's an estimate from 2024, which is like about $1,100 for about 1,000, 500. No, it was for 500 flyers. So if all goes well, then our total will be in the black for the state fiscal year 26. And that concludes my presentation of the budget.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joanna.
Thanks.
So now we can open up the floor for public comment. And this is the opportunity for the public to comment on the Greater Waterbury proposed fiscal year 26 budget. Again, it's not a question and answer. If there's comments and questions will be recorded and considered by the board of directors in their discussion during the regular meeting. So does any member of the public wish to comment? Okay, since there are no comments, then I declare the public hearing closed at 10:08 a.m. and we'll now commence with our regular meeting of the Greater Waterbury Transit District. So this meeting is called to order at 10:08. And again, Trish is going to do the roll call.
Alida Looker,
Here.
Stephanie Thoreau,
Here.
Joanne Capoletti, Jan Mazeski, Betty Bajik,
Here.
Kathy Anderson, Debbie Bourneval,
Here.
Jacqueline Butler Thomas, Karen Harvey,
Here.
Mira Levasseur, Jorge Rosario Pabon,
Here.
Mary Marone, Mary here. Trish, nope, that's it. That's the board.
Okay,
So
so
you
we only
have
have
6.
4 towns represented.
Yes, you have Cheshire, Naugatuck, nope, not Naugatuck, Cheshire, Prospect, Thomaston, and Waterbury.
Right. Okay, so we need a quorum of 5 different members to conduct business on this agenda.
Here.
So, Madam Chair, that means that we cannot vote on the budget then?
Correct, nor hold elections.
We can't, and we cannot hold elections. Okay.
Correct.
And another thing that's been hanging fire for some while is the bylaws.
Yes. Yes. This is Karen.
Right, we're still waiting on the lawyers who are looking them over. All right, so if we cannot have a meeting.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead, Karen.
This is Karen. Can we hold a special meeting to approve the budget?
No, we still have to have, we can hold a special meeting. Still have to have 5 towns represented.
But we
Okay.
will schedule the meeting so everybody can make the meeting?
That's right. Yes. That's my question as well.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Can we reschedule our meeting so everybody can make it? We send an email.
Yeah,
that-
I know Myra couldn't be here because she had a death in the family, but she is also another representative from Waterbury.
Waterbury, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we missed the
Can
we don't
anyone
have-
reach out to Jan or Joanne or Kathy or Jacqueline while
or
we
Mary.
wait, or Mary while we wait?
Mary Marone
Oh.
is in the meeting.
Oh,
Hello?
Mary,
Is it
we-
meeting?
I am here.
Okay.
Yeah.
oh, yay.
Perfect.
Yes, so I'm here.
So
Good.
now you have 5 towns.
So we do
Okay.
have 5 times.
All right, so then we do have a quorum. Excellent, great.
Yes.
All right, so, any public comment on everything we just went over?
No.
Okay, so the first thing we want to do is approve, I need a motion to approve the minutes from the March 12th meeting.
So moved.
And that was Karen Harvey.
That's Karen Harvey. I'm sorry, Karen Harvey.
And, okay, and seconded by Alita Looker?
Yes. I second
Okay,
it.
great. All right, so let's move to adopting the budget. Did
Madam
everybody-
Chair,
Any questions on the budget?
Madam Chair,
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Karen.
we need to approve there was a
Oh,
motion.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Thank you. All in favor on accepting the minutes from March 12th, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the motion passes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, now we can move on to adopting the budget. Is there anybody, do we have any revisions to the budget as it was presented? Okay, so then,
Betty,
go ahead. Yeah,
can I just ask one question? Debbie from Thomaston?
sure.
Because we take the money in-house to provide the Greater Waterbury Transit, the dial-a-ride, because we have our own bus. That's the reason why we're not listed at the top where it says Municipal Grant Program Thomaston, right?
Madam Chair, yes, that's correct.
Yes.
Okay, that I've always had that question and just never brought it up, and you've just answered it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, would somebody like to make a motion to accept the budget as presented?
I will make the motion, Debbie.
I'll second
you,
that,
Debbie.
George Rosario.
And George will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Okay, so the budget passes. Good work on it, Joanna. Thank you.
Yes, great job.
Okay. So for elections, we have the chair and the treasurer, and each of these positions is a 2-year term. So for the chair, according to the bylaws, the chair shall preside at all meetings except in their absence when the vice chair shall preside. The chair, when so authorized, shall sign contracts in the name of the district. The chair facilitates the 4 Greater Waterbury Transit District quarterly meetings each year, may be asked to represent the GWTD at transit-related events, and signs the service agreements with Northeast Transportation, who provides the dial-a-ride services. The treasurer, according to the bylaws, the treasurer shall be responsible for the care and custody of funds and securities in the absence of a transit director. The treasurer's signature is needed for checks issued through the Greater Waterbury Transit District. So right now, I will call for nominations from the floor. Nominations are now in order for office of the chair. Would anybody like to nominate a chair to serve for a 2-year term commencing July 1st?
Well, Madam Chair, I'll throw out your name, Betty. I usually just call you Betty. I can't pronounce your last name, Bajek, as a nominee for chair.
I am not going to, thank you, Karen, but
You're
I
welcome.
am not going to seek reelection. I'm actually, my term is, I'm terming off in November, and hopefully Mayor Chatfield will appoint Susan, who is the director of the Prospect Senior Center.
Okay, I got you.
So
Sorry to hear that, Betty.
Madam Chair, may I, this is Joanna, may I just add a few comments?
absolutely.
Okay, thank you. So I just wanted to say, whoever the officers are, you get a lot of help from the Naugatuck+Valley Council of Governments. We're serving as the administrative staff for Greater Waterbury Transit District. So with treasurer and chair, I know Betty can attest to this, that I do a lot of help for Betty, and Trish Bauer in our office helps with the treasurer duties as well. So don't feel like you have to take this. I'm just trying to give you a sense of the time commitment. We definitely, the chair definitely is maybe a more public-facing figure, and we would appreciate them like attending certain transit events in the community. But
Right.
We are there to help the officers every step of the way.
Okay, that's good to know.
I got a question. I'm new at this. I don't mind taking it. If anybody doesn't want it. If there's other senior members, I don't mind at all. I'm young at this, so it's up to you guys.
Well, this is Karen Harvey. I wouldn't mind, I wouldn't mind taking it as well.
Okay, so we have two
But
self-nominations. We have
Well,
Karen Harvey and we have George Rosario, who would like to be the chair. Are there any other nominations for chair?
I was going to suggest, this is Debbie from Thomaston, Madam Chair. I was going to suggest Karen as well.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you. Okay, are there any other nominations? Okay, any other nominations?
I move
Great, gentlemen.
nominations be closed.
And, pardon me?
I move the nominations be closed.
Yeah, well, I was going to say for the third time, any other nominations? And if not, then they're closed. Okay, so we have to vote on either Karen or George. And I think,
Hear a little bit of the background of
Yeah.
each of these candidates.
sure. Karen, you want to tell about yourself?
Oh, okay. Well, I have been actively involved in the community since high school. I've served on the Board of Education for 4 terms, which equates to 16 years in the city of Waterbury. I currently, I am a client, or I ride the van. So, I have, and I ride it. I think you have books that for 10 rides. So I ride it a good 50 times, in a month, due to my activity. So, I kind of actively know about the service, and, can address issues pretty quickly. And because I'm on the van a lot. I enjoy
Absolutely.
being out in the community, and I think this is a very important service to provide. Um, it's helped me a lot, and even when I was on the board, I used the van a lot to get to my meetings, which my meetings were held twice a week. So, I know it's big shoes to follow here with our Madam Chair, but I would love to be, chair.
Thank you. And
You're
George, you want to tell us about yourself?
Well, with that background, I am not gonna try to compete. I think I withdraw my nomination, and I said I gave my vote for Karen.
Oh, excellent. And as you become more involved in the Greater Waterbury Transit District, you'll learn more about it, and
Yes,
perhaps in 2
definitely,
years you want to
definitely.
run
But
for
that's
chair again.
perfect.
Okay.
Yes, I definitely would love that. Yes,
Excellent.
And thank you.
So,
of course.
um,
Done deal then, Karen.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
all right, so,
The vote.
we'll go to treasurer and then we'll do a motion to get both positions. Okay, so are there any nominations for treasurer? Does treasurer want to nominate herself again?
Well, Madam Chair, I haven't really done much up to this point. And I'm not sure why that is, but maybe you can elaborate on that a little bit. I
Yes.
know I was supposed to do signature cards and so forth, and it's basically in the event that, is that correct?
Yes, and Trish had her hand up because she'll talk about the treasury. Go ahead, Trish.
Right, because I knew the reelection was coming up, I figured we'd just wait to get those signature cards, because Mary and Betty have been signing the checks and they were on there. So we didn't have to bother you. However, with Betty being gone, we're gonna probably have to bother you.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks, Trish. All right,
Mhm.
so we
But I
have,
will have to come out and get you, and then I'll have to get Karen's signature as well now
Okay.
for the banks. I have
right,
to find out what the banks want specifically, because everything changed over the years about how much identification and everything they want, so. And I know Webster likes us to take a little trip to the bank, which luckily for Thomaston is right there.
yeah, it's
Yep.
right down the street from you.
yes.
Okay, are there any other nominations for treasurer? Any other nominations for treasurer? Going for the third time, any other nominations for treasurer? Okay, so now the nominations are closed for the office of treasurer. Excellent. So we have, we can call for a motion to elect the slate of candidates, which would be Karen Harvey for the chair and Debbie Bourneval for treasurer. Okay, so if
You-
there's no objections, the candidates will be declared elected by acclamation. Is there any objections to this procedure? Okay, so it is, if no one called for a ballot vote, okay. It is, I have a script in front of me that I'm trying to read, sorry. It is declared that the following officers, Karen Harvey as chair and Debbie Bourneval as treasurer, are elected by acclamation. Karen will serve as chair for a 2-year term beginning July 1st, 2025, and Deborah will serve as a treasurer for a two-year term also beginning July 1st, 2025. Congratulations.
Well,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you. I
Thank
didn't
you.
wake up. I didn't wake up wanting to be chair of the. But thank you very much, and Debbie, congratulations.
Thank you.
And
You as well.
and like Joanna was saying, Joanna provides excellent guidance, as well does Trish, as well does Patricia, as far as like getting the budgets together, getting the documents together, the agendas together. So it'll be a real easy transition.
And Betty, Madam
Yes.
Chair, one
Yes.
comment. So with that said, in those elections, I just want everyone to know that soon, my boss, the first selectman of Thomaston, Ed Moan, is no longer choosing to run. So this is the next couple of months will be his last few months with us. And then the elections will produce a new first selectman here, whoever that will be. I am going to work under that person, but I'm hoping to retire myself at the end of next year, which would put me at the age of 65. I may choose to stay on one more year, just so you're aware, because I know it's a 2-year spot. That I may not be here as of, let's see, 27, the beginning of 27, but that may be due to change depending.
Okay. Yes, I read in the paper that your first selectman was retiring.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so moving on, all the administrative items that Joanna would like to speak about.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. So first off, this is the financial report for this last fiscal year 25, all the way through from July 1st, 24 to June 4th, 25. As you can see, once we get all of our municipal grant program monies, we should be in a good position. And we have no reason to believe that we won't. So in general, we are in the black. Okay. And again, I just wanted to show you, I was talking about when I was making a presentation about the budget, the dial-a-ride ridership and the non-ADA ridership. So the dial-a-ride ridership has actually increased over last year. As you can see, generally, we've got more riders this year than we did last year. The last year being the triangle and this year being the circle and in this orange color. So that to me is showing a greater need for this service.
Absolutely.
And as far as the non-ADA ridership, so again, this is actually in the other direction where there seems to be less call for this non-ADA ridership. So this is the beyond the 3/4 of a mile radius of a fixed route. This is the Southbury service. This is the Gaylord service to the Gaylord Hospital. So it seems to me over last year, there's just a trend that it's less. And I'm happy to answer some questions from on either of these reports.
Any questions for Joanna?
I have a question that it might not be exactly pertinent, but I'm wondering about overlap with other districts, or more specifically, how is there a collaboration within the state among all the districts that are involved? I see specifically that New Haven, the Greater New Haven Transit District sends buses to Cheshire from time to time. And one of them I actually know comes to our senior center because it's delivering the pianist who plays for the chorus that I sing in on the Cheshire Senior Center. And you know, and they call it My Ride, which is kind of an interesting. But do we work with other groups or not?
Yes.
Yes, we do. And I wanted to.
Sorry, if I can interrupt.
Yes, I was going to say Maria from
Yeah.
NET.
So
you could do.
What we do have, it's called intra-district. So we provide transportation. You have to be ADA. If you're non-ADA, you are not eligible for intra-district. So being said, we go to Meriden and Wallingford area. We go to the Greater New Haven area. And we go down to the Derby Shelton area. So what happens is, in collaboration with the other transit agencies, we take them into Meriden, New Haven, or the Valley, and then their district returns them back to Waterbury. So for us, I'll give you an example, New Haven. Anybody that's going to Hamden, New Haven, West Haven, North Haven, we will take them directly to the address being requested. New Haven, if you live in Cheshire or Waterbury, they will take you directly to the address being requested. But if you're outside, somebody in Watertown, but keep in mind, once again, you have to be ADA, then we do a transfer point with them. And the same thing with New Haven. If somebody's going, say, to Milford, we will have a transfer and then their van will pick them up and take them into Milford. Valley, once again, we have a transfer point with them in Naugatuck, but we will take them into the Derby, I think it's Derby Shelton. It's where Valley Transit operates. I'll give you an example. Poor Beacon Falls. They have no city bus service. They're not eligible for any paratransit whatsoever. So just to give you some examples of the intra-district and how it works.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
You're welcome.
And Maria, if I can just piggyback on that, I've used the service, I think the New Haven service. They, as Maria described, you go, Waterbury picks you up, takes you to New Haven. I was going to North Haven, and the Greater New Haven District takes me home. That is a very excellent service. Very well, the coordination is very good. The only thing is that, you have to transfer Maria's, if I'm from Waterbury, they transfer, or they transfer my information to New Haven so that they have it. And it works out very, very well.
And also keep in mind, as far as the traveler, you have to make a reservation with Northeast going, and you have to make a reservation with Greater New Haven or Valley Transit returning, or vice versa. So we don't connect. You can't make both ends of the reservation with us. You make one going, and then the other one returning goes with the other agency.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Just FYI though, Meriden and Wallingford, anybody going out there, we are the transportation for the paratransit Meriden and Wallingford. So the reservations for that would be made with us, both of them.
Okay. That's good to know.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Okay, we can move on. So Maria, do you have an additional information to provide us for an update?
Time, no, we're running, everything's good. We have an electric vehicle out there that's being utilized right now as a, just testing it out. It's a pilot.
Mm.
I don't know if any of you have used it or what you
Yes.
think of it.
Yes.
Good.
Do you want me to give my comment, Maria?
Go right ahead.
First of all, I think I made a comment at the last meeting, but just it's when it pulled up, I go to the gym often, and I thought when this van pulls up, and I thought it was a supervisor because it's smaller. It's not the van that we see here in the background. It's smaller, and
Yes.
it is quiet. You
Yes.
do not know if this van is running or not.
I've
It's
heard the same
quiet.
thing with our electric. I don't know if you've noticed, but we have 2 electric buses out there. And
Yeah.
people do comment that you don't even know the bus is next to you until you actually look over.
You do
But they are
not
very
know.
quiet.
Yeah, and but I have to say it's smaller. All right. The drivers have to do a little bit more work, make sure I'm secure and everything. The seats are a little bit smaller, but it's efficient. And perhaps for not that many folks, that need to ride the van or whatever the pickup is, to be used for that. I don't know if it's not broken down, but I mean, it's running on a battery. So, you have to be aware of that. I don't know if anyone's gotten stuck that way. I think one time it happened, but it's pretty efficient. It's smooth. It's not loud. Our vans, I'm not saying they're loud, but they're, they're coming. I can hear it from down the street when it's coming. I know when the van is coming, the regular vans versus the electric van. You don't know. So you really have to pay attention to make sure that the van is out there. So that's just my comment. I like it. I just, just see how it goes. In terms of trips and things, but it's a little bit smaller than the normal van.
Okay. Thank you. Joanna, did you have any other comments on the ridership reports?
What I wanted to do is do a little bit of a discussion about the ridership reports that you guys get every week. I'm sorry, not every week. God, that would be terrible. Every month. and this comes, may we go into agenda item number 5, Madam Chair?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Let me share. I'm going to come back on screen. Okay. So this is what I wanted to put together, just a very short little presentation based on something that Alita Looker asked this past March, which is, what am I looking at when I look at these reports? What am I supposed to be understanding from these reports? So I'm hoping that I'm going to take a few minutes to go through these reports and show you the things that I look for and the things that maybe you should be paying more attention to. And if Maria from NET is still online, I'm going to ask you if you could fill in some of the blanks, because these reports come from Maria at NET. And she's been really fabulous every month in the beginning of the month to send these reports. And these are the things that inform our what you see with the ridership reports and how things are charged for the services. So first off, what I want to do is, what I did yesterday was I put together a screenshot. When I get the reports from Maria, these are the titles of the files that I get. And I want to say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 files that you should be getting every month. And this is what I get every month. And when you look at some of the names of these files, South refers to Southbury, DAR refers to Dial-A-Ride, EVE refers to evening service, NFI refers to a previous funding stream called New Freedoms Initiative. This funding stream has now been incorporated into the Section 5310 from the federal government. GAY refers to the Gaylord Hospital Service. And no SH means no show, the people who reserved service but did not show up. CMAQ refers to a federal government funding stream for the ADA paratransit, and it's referred to the congestion management air quality. So a lot of highway planning is based on a performance measure, CMAQ, which is congestion management air quality. And that funding stream also includes paratransit funding. So that's where, when you look at the CMAQ, that's what that's referring to. And within the reports, when you see PCA, that's a personal care attendant. So that is, that person rides for free with the paying passenger. Mm-hmm. So that's where that's at. Okay, I'm going to move over to the next one. And just to kind of review, I just touched on it, but the different funding sources for the Greater Waterbury, for the paratransit services that are represented through the Greater Waterbury Transit District. So there's the Dial-A-Ride, which is the municipal grant program, which is a state-funded program. So anytime that, your town, for like Tuesdays, I need a ride, that's where that money is coming from, the municipal grant program. The ADA paratransit, that's something that through the Americans with Disabilities Act, that's service that needs to be provided through that Americans with Disabilities Act. That is service that is, it is through the state of Connecticut. They're the ones who contract with NET to provide that service. And that service is funded through a match between the federal government and the state of Connecticut. And I have on there CMAQ, which is one of the funds that help pay for that ADA paratransit. And again, that ADA paratransit is anywhere there's a fixed route. If there's within 3/4 of a mile, if that person needs a ride and they have ADA qualified disabilities, they can get that service within 3/4 of a mile of a fixed route service. So anywhere that CT Transit goes within 3/4 of a mile, if that person needs a ride somewhere and they have a qualifying disability, then they can get that service through NET and through the Greater Waterbury Transit District. The non-ADA paratransit, that is the service that we have for Southbury. That's the service, like if there's people who want to have, that are outside that 3/4 of a mile ADA service area, if they want that service, that's what helps pay for that service. Also, with the non-ADA, that the municipal match, the towns pay for, the towns who are part of the Greater Waterbury Transit District help pay for that service. And as well, the state of Connecticut has a match on that as well. And I just wanted, anytime you see in these files where you see NFI, just think, okay, NFI has changed to this 5310 program. So this is I'm going down that list of files. So when you see here the Southbury is funded through this 5310 program. The Southbury service is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4:30. So for the month of May, and when you see here personal care attendants, there were 4 for the month. The actual miles, this is like on the odometer, what the bus would have on the odometer. The revenue miles is the actual, the miles that the bus used when there were actual people paying fares for that service. So once they have riders, that's what they mean by revenue miles. Deadhead miles are when the actual bus goes between the garage when they leave in the morning to actually when they finally arrive to the person that they're giving a ride to. That's what they call a deadhead mile. So it's the miles where there are no passengers in the bus. And as you can see on one part of the spreadsheet, you've got like 89 here. Those are the numbers of passengers from Southbury that received service for the month of May. So that's that. When you look at Southbury, it's truly only applying to the Southbury part of the GWTD. Okay, this even though you'll see this, it's 05 May 25, but this is the actual dial-a-ride program. So any town that participates in dial-a-ride, and again, Thomaston does not participate, so you won't see Thomaston on there. But you'll see Waterbury twice, but we combine those numbers. So what that does is it looks at seniors, the disabled seniors, and disabled non-seniors, and that puts together all these numbers. And that's how many riders we had for the month of May. Vehicle revenue hours, again, that for the dial-a-ride service, all the towns, that there were 243 hours of service through dial-a-ride. Personal care aids for the whole month of May across all towns the number was 10. And again, those were people that did not pay. Well, dial-a-ride is not paid, is not a paid service anyway. But just to this is important for when we talk about the statistics for ridership. It's important to know how many people actually asked for the service, and how many were just along helping that person with their transportation needs. And again, mileage, there was 2,500 miles ridden in the month of May for this service. So now when we look at evening and DAR, evening service and dial-a-ride. So within this spreadsheet, you'll see actually 2 tabs. One of them is for the evening ADA service. So that 3/4 of a mile, anytime that's after 6 p.m., it's funded through this CMAQ program. And that's why it's important to break that cost out. And as you can see, for the evening, there were 71 passengers for the whole of May. Now, the other tab in this particular spreadsheet refers to the non-ADA. So again, outside that 3/4 of a mile ADA service, Monday through Saturday in the evening. So that's that section 5310 is the funding that pays for that non-ADA service. And that's that fair matching that happens as well.
Mm-hmm.
So now when we go into New Freedoms Initiative, the Sunday service. So there is Sunday service outside that 3/4 of a mile area, anywhere within the Greater Waterbury Transit District. And that the Sunday hours are 9 to 5:15 p.m. So as you can see, for the whole month of May, there were 26 passengers that requested that service on Sundays for the month of May. So that kind of gives you an idea what that's about. So this is the amount of, for the whole of May, the amount of people that requested service to Gaylord, between Gaylord Hospital and the Greater Waterbury Transit District. And just to remind you, the Gaylord Hospital service runs Monday through Friday, and there are 3 outbound trips and 3 inbound trips. So the outbound trips start at 9:15, 11:45, and 2:15. And from Gaylord back to the Greater Waterbury Transit District is 10 a.m., 12:30, and 3 p.m. So for the whole month of May, there were 18 people using that service. This is when you see this Dial-A-Ride inventory 2025, this is just the inventory to the Greater Waterbury Transit District. Sorry, the invoice, I apologize. This is the invoice that NET sends the Greater Waterbury Transit District to say, hey, you know, this is what you owe us for the services that we provided. And they break it down into the actual trip cost and the management fee that they set. And again, this is covered by the municipal grant program monies. So that's where that's from. This is a breakdown of all of the rides that happened outside that 3/4 of a mile area, the non-ADA paratransit. And as you can see here, Oakville, this actually refers to Watertown as well. I think this is a vestige from a previous transit district. But I think Oakville also, they have a very specific identity within Watertown. So I think that's also part of that. So just to show you, so within the month of May, 846 people rode that, I'm sorry, there were 846 rides, not people, but rides that happened in the month of May for non-ADA. No shows. This is just a list of the people who called for service and for whatever reason did not show up for the service. And this last one to NVCOG.
Interrupt for 1 second?
Yes, please.
So the reason why I send out the no-show report is back when we started Dial-A-Ride, because the towns take their own reservations. If they have so many, the towns are supposed to contact the customer and let them know, you know, service can be suspended because I mean, my drivers are going all the way out there and they're not showing up. So that's why that is sent out to the town. So if you make your own reservations, if, you know, one person has too many there for the month, which this isn't bad, it's just, I send it out. Then we're supposed to be making a call, letting them know that service could be suspension if they still keep showing no-shows.
Right.
Thank you. I didn't realize
that.
Yeah, thank you, Maria. I appreciate that.
Good.
And the last spreadsheet that is sent to you guys, this is specifically ADA paratransit. So this for this particular report, so you'll see that in the month of May there were 45,776 miles of service done, you know, for the ADA paratransit. Again, this is within 3/4 of a mile of a fixed route, a fixed bus route. And what this does, again, it shows how many personal care aides there were, 426, for a total of like 5,591 persons that were riding that service. And then this is the actual trips provided. What that does, it's broken out. ADA would be the federal government cost, and the Connecticut DOT is the state costs, because there's a cost sharing that happens with that ADA paratransit. And then that's broken down into how much the federal government pays and how much the state of Connecticut pays for that service. And so for the month of May, the total cost for that service is $18,077.50. And as you can see here, this kind of shows you how there's 80%. There's I think, if I remember correctly, there was a minimum of 11% that the state shares in the cost of that. So it might, from month to month, it might fluctuate 84 or 82, but pretty much that's the breakdown between how that service is paid for through the federal and state governments. So really, you know, that's what I have with this short little tutorial. And I know this still might be a bit overwhelming for people, but just know that, you know, if you have any follow-up questions, I would love to help out. And Maria, I just wanted to give you a chance. Is there anything that I missed that you wanted to highlight other than with the no-shows?
No, you did a great job.
Okay, thank you. And Maria, I have to tell you, Maria has been so helpful over the years, helping me understand everything too. So kudos, Maria, thank you.
Yes,
and
thanks,
with that,
Maria.
You're welcome.
and with that, I'm open to some questions if you have any.
Joanna, this is Karen.
Yes.
That part of the federal government that provides our funding, what percentage is that? What percentage of the federal government?
So, I still have this slide up if you can see. So the when you see 88%, that's the federal government. So the federal government is paying 83% of that ADA paratransit service, not the non-ADA.
Okay.
This is for that ADA paratransit service. And the Connecticut government pays 16%.
16. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No other questions?
And again, I'm happy to if you know, I'm happy to meet with someone personally and look over things and help understand that kind of thing. I would probably lean a little bit more heavily on Maria from NET for that as well, because Maria is just amazing with this knowledge.
Thank you.
Okay. We can move on. And Maria already gave her update. So open discussion. We actually had Woodbury contact us because they consider themselves a transit desert. And they expressed interest in joining the Greater Waterbury Transit District. So the Woodbury Commission on Seniors organized a community transit summit on April 30th up in Woodbury to discuss the increasing need for transit option for residents who don't drive. Paratransit options for the town were discussed. So Joanna, myself, and Rich Donovan, we attended. And the NVCOG staff has been communicating with the commission, with all the members and the first select woman, her office, about steps to join the Greater Waterbury Transit District. So what they need to do, the first step is the Woodbury legislative body needs to vote to join. And then it comes to us to, for the board to vote for them to join, to have a membership in the Greater Waterbury Transit District. So that is moving forward. I don't know the exact timing of it, but they are very, very interested in joining the Greater Waterbury Transit District.
Okay.
Joanna, did you have any other comments on that?
Yes, and I just wanted to add, thank you, Betty. That was a good summary. And Transit Desert, but one of the service that they are asking for is the dial-a-ride service. So we already had discussions with Northeast Transportation about the possibility. They can provide 8 hours of service on Wednesdays, and this would not reduce anybody else's service. I just wanted to make that clear. And that would, the whole municipal grant program monies are what would be hopefully covering the cost of that for Woodbury. So it's up to Woodbury right now to talk amongst themselves, and then once they pass a resolution that they want to join the Greater Waterbury Transit District, then it comes to the board of directors to talk about, well, do we want Woodbury to join our Greater Waterbury Transit District. So we can have, this is more of a heads up. We don't know if it'll actually happen. In reality, this is probably a process that will take 6 months at least to happen. But there's a lot of other little details that need to be taken care of before things really move forward. So just keep it in the back of your minds. And, you know, I think it's great if we can serve another community that really has a need, but that's just me.
And this is open discussion. Is there anything anybody would like to discuss?
Madam Chair, if I can just, this is Karen, and I don't want to, you know, Maria gave her report, and I just wanted to add something that's a plus for what we provide, and that is the advance call. I get a call whenever I'm scheduled for a ride. I will get a call on my cell phone about 10 minutes before or 15 minutes before my ride is scheduled. And I think that's a plus because I think it reduces the amount of time that the driver has to wait. You know, it kind of alerts me that, hey, they're on their way. And I think since that's been, I think it's been a year, Maria, I'm not sure. But that's a really, really good service. And I just wanted to mention that as a plus for the service that we provide.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you for that. We do have a lot of people that do not want it, but
Really?
we have no choice. We have to put it out there. So it's going forward. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Good. Okay, anybody else, anything? All right. Then can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So made.
Motion.
Oh, sorry, Karen. This is Debbie from Thomaston.
Okay, second?
I wanted to speak, but my thingamajig was off. The internet dropped in my household, and I missed some of this stuff. And I did want to ask a question, and I'm sorry I got you in the middle of wanting to get out of the meeting, but may I ask it quickly?
Of course.
There's an application form that was required in order to get my husband onto the possibility of being served by the NET, which I filled out in his behalf and had him sign and submitted, but we never heard a word about it. And he, well, right now does not need it, but I thought it would be nice to have that service available. The application was given to me through the Cheshire Senior Center. What happens? How do I know if he's even on the waiting list, or if he's?
Quick question. What application was it for the dial-a-ride? Was it a single application, one sheet of paper?
It was on the internet.
The ADA?
I think so. But I don't think we ever got a response. That's what I'm wondering what.
Well, see, where I'm getting confused is if Cheshire gave you the application.
No, that Colleen, our transportation person, gave me the connection. She sent me the link.
CTADA.com?
Pretty sure.
Okay, so
that was a couple of months ago.
And no one has called you on it?
That's correct.
Okay, what I would do is you can call here 203-75. Yep.
203. Go ahead.
756.
Okay.
5550.
Okay.
And you could ask for Nilga. She's the one that takes care of our application process.
Spell that.
NILGA.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay, you good?
All right. Now I'll second the motion for the
Okay. All in favor?
adjournment. Okay. Aye.
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 Okay. The next meeting is September 10th. So we will see you then, and Karen Harvey will be chairing. New
And
Madam
this is your last meeting, Madam Chair, as chair. So thank you very much for your service. You'll be
Yes,
with us.
thank you.
Yeah,
Very
that's
well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
right.
Everybody have a great day. It's sunny out.
You
Yes.
too.
That's a
Yes,
good
take
thing.
care.